Once upon a time, in the peaceful green valley of Oak Creek, lived a bright-eyed boy named Lucas. Oak Creek was a happy place. The sun always seemed to shine brighter there, and the air smelled like apple blossoms. Lucas wasn't stronger than the other boys, nor was he the tallest, but he had a secret weapon, a huge heart, and a very curious mind. Deep inside, Lucas felt that something important was coming. He felt it in the wind. Every single morning, as the roosters were just beginning to stretch, Lucas was up. He would run to the edge of the woods. Puff, puff, puff. His little legs moved like pistons, building strength for the day ahead. He built an obstacle course behind his house. First, he climbed over a towering pile of firewood. Scramble, scramble. Every movement was a step toward becoming the protector the village would soon need. Next, he swung across the muddy creek on a thick rope. Whoosh. He practiced until his hands were tough and his aim was perfect, never letting his guard down even for a moment. Then, he crawled belly down under the prickly blackberry bushes, careful not to let a single thorn scratch him. Lucas panted, "Faster! I must get faster, stronger!" His determination was unshakable. He lifted heavy, smooth river stones to strengthen his arms. He lifted them again and again, feeling the power growing in his small frame. Every stone was a challenge he was ready to meet. He practiced his balance by standing on one foot atop a wobbling fence post for an hour. While other children were playing tag or taking naps, Lucas was honing his skills for a future no one else saw. But his best training happened in his secret shed. Lucas was an inventor. He collected old tin cans, broken toy springs, and pieces of shining metal. He spent weeks tinkering and building. His hands were covered in oil and grease, but his eyes were gleaming. He was building the Gloopstopper 3000, a special backpack that launched sticky marshmallow blobs. He was turning junk into justice. The village people sometimes saw him and smiled. "Oh, that Lucas," they would say, always playing his silly games. But Lucas wasn't playing. He was preparing for the greatest challenge Oak Creek had ever faced. One sunny Tuesday afternoon, the sky suddenly turned a strange, sickly green. The birds stopped singing, and a deep, grinding rumble filled the air. Something terrible was about to happen. Boom! Crash! A gigantic metallic spaceship shaped like a giant, grumpy purple teapot smashed right into the middle of the Oak Creek village square. The impact shook every house and heart in the valley. The invasion had begun. The doors wheezed open, and out poured the Gloops. They were the color of green slime, with 3 wobbly eyes and 6 wiggly tentacles each. They carried strange ray guns that shot gooey, bubbling syrup. The alien leader gurgled, "This village belongs to Planet Slime. Everything will be covered in goo." Zap, splat. They shot the bakery windows, turning them into a wall of purple grape jelly. Panic filled the air as the village was drowning in syrup. Suddenly, a voice shouted, "Not today, aliens!" It was Lucas. He ran forward, his backpack strapped tightly, shimmering under the green sky. He looked at the vast army of aliens, and though his stomach did a little flip, he remembered his training. Lucas fired the white, fluffy marshmallow blobs. Thwack! Thwack! One hit the alien leader right in his big, wobbly eye. Splat! Another marshmallow stuck 2 aliens together by their wiggling tentacles. They began to spin in circles, confused and stuck. The huge alien mothership began to glow, preparing to release a giant syrup bomb that would cover the entire village forever. Lucas felt despair. His marshmallows were running low and his muscles ached. The green sky looked darker. But then he looked behind him. He saw his friends hiding behind the apple trees. When they saw him, their eyes had a tiny sparkle of hope. Lucas whispered to himself, "No, my village needs me. My training was for this moment." With a burst of courage, Lucas grabbed the largest, smoothest riverstone. He ran towards the ship, faster than ever. He climbed the leg of the mothership itself, scrambling higher and higher toward the glowing power core. He stood perfectly still, balancing on the top edge, just like he practiced on the wobbling fence post. With all his might, he jammed the heavy riverstone deep into the main engine spout. The ship sputtered and popped as its energy was blocked. Kaboom! The mothership burped a massive cloud of harmless purple smoke that smelled like grapes. The syrup bomb failed. The defeated Gloops scrambled back into their teapot ship, which took off with a sad whimper noise into the sky. Oak Creek was saved. The village people poured out of their hiding spots, cheering, "Hooray for Lucas, the brave heart of Oak Creek." They lifted him onto their shoulders. Lucas was tired, but he was smiling, the biggest smile of all. Lucas taught everyone that you don't need magic superpowers to change the world. Sometimes all it takes is hard work and a mountain of courage. And from that day on, no one ever called his training silly games again. The end.